Varlamore, the final dawn is here, and you know what that means? I mean, well, you already clicked on the title of the video, so you know what it is. The Fletching minigame is out, and I am so beyond excited to bring you the video, a basic tutorial on what to do and what you need to know to get started. And with the new content, it's exciting. It's fun to, get to experience something new, and, who knows, you might actually like this method of fletching. So without further ado, let's hop into this tutorial. So you may be wondering, how do I get to this wonderful minigame? Well, there are currently 4 ways of getting there. And first up, it's the Quetzal transport system. Very straightforward, just like how it is throughout all of Varlamore. Good way to get there, just saying. Next up, it's the Pendant of Adis. I think that's how you say it, so I do apologize. And, well, you just have to teleport to Namus's retreat, and you're all set. Boom, you are already there. Next up, it's Fairy Ring code AIS. And, obviously fairy rings are a very, very big staple for most accounts out there. So, make use of it. And of course there's a fairy ring that goes there. How awesome is that? And lastly, you can be like me, a total Chad, and you can just walk from the Hunters Guild all the way to see the guide that you can see here on the map. There's a guide that will take you directly there. And sure enough, that's all you need. That is pretty much all you need to know to get there. All right, so now let's go over the requirements. Level wise, what are the requirements? Level 20 fletching. That's it for a level. You can get that in no time. It is so easy to do. 20 is the bare minimum level, but I mean, obviously if you want more XP rates and more offerings, obviously you want a little bit higher level, but overall, that's it. It's just 20 fletching. Now for the quest, you need to do the Children of the Sun quest. Basically, this unlocks Varlamore, and if you haven't done it yet, please just pause the video and get it done. It takes literally less than 2 minutes. It's not that hard. It is so easy. It's mostly dialogue. Very straightforward. Just get it done. Then, once you're in the wonderful Auburn Valley, all you have to do is the Vale Totems mini quest, which takes less than 5 minutes, and it teaches you the basics of what you need to know to get started. And that's it. That's all you need to do. And boom, you are ready to play the Vale Totems minigame, and it is awesome. Next up, it's the general gameplay. And so in this clip, I'm going to show you basically all you need to know on what you got to do at each totem. And so there are 8 of them on the map. And as you can see here, I have them highlighted here. So there's 8 spots you got to go to. And all you need is a set of logs of your choice of whatever level you want to do. For here, I have U logs. Next, you got to look at the 3 animals in the area. That will determine what your totem has to be. So as you can see here, I have my 3 animals. I click on that, and lastly, all you need is either a shield of the type, so basically I got U longbows here, or you can do U shields, and you decorate the totem. Now, obviously the tutorial will teach you all that as well, but after that, an Ent will come by and shower it with some love, and boom, you have offerings, and that's how you get the in-game rewards for this minigame. On the note of offerings, by the way, you will see these 2 flowers on the ground that an Ent would leave behind. Step on them and you get bonus offerings throughout the game, so it pays off over time. You could just do it on the way to a totem. You'll see them on the ground, just do it. And if not, oh well, just keep going. It's not that big of a deal. You get a few bonus offerings, but it's pretty nice. So for this next clip, it's basically a sped up video of the route I take. As you can see, I have my inventory and I'm going around to all the totems. I have a certain route I like to take. I don't know, I found it to be easier for me, but just experiment with what you want to do and go from there. So I do my first 2 here and I step on the flowers on the way, as you saw. I mentioned earlier in the previous, basically the previous thing we mentioned, and go around. I see the animals, click on the totem, keep going. And so after those first 3, I go back up to 5 logs. I go to that bank, go to the 5 logs, and then do the rest of the totems. As mentioned before, there are 8 totems throughout the route, so I take the agility shortcuts as well. Makes it a lot easier. And like I said, I think this is definitely like the easier route for me. Is it optimal? I don't know. It's still a new game. I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet. What's funny was right there, one of the flowers glitched out and it just didn't want to work at all. So it took me a little bit longer, but that's okay. But I thought that was pretty funny when I was just like, okay, I'm trying to show y'all one lap, and of course a glitch happened to where it just didn't want to work. I wanted those bonus offerings, it just didn't work out. But anyway, here's the last totem, and that's it. I think it is a fun route to take. You do hit up all 8 totems, and then there's the 2 banks that are perfectly along the way. For this section, let's go over those XP rates. Now keep in mind, this can fluctuate between, you can get more XP based on certain factors such as having the fletching knife and if you're fletching the bows along the way. So keep that in mind. It can vary, but I think this is a good general idea of how much XP it's going to be. So let's go over those rates. For the oak logs, it is 20 to 25,000 XP per hour, which, for level 20, that's pretty solid, I'd say. For the willow logs, it is 50 to 60,000 XP per hour. Maple logs, 80 to 95,000 XP per hour. Yew logs, 130 to 150,000 XP per hour. Magic, 245,000 to 285,000 XP per hour. And lastly, with the redwood logs, it is 300,000 to 350,000 XP per hour, which that's quite a bit. I think there's obviously if you're fletching darts, that's a lot faster, but for a mini game, I think that's a solid amount of XP. I also want to mention too what levels you need in order to do those logs that I just mentioned. So first off, obviously 20 fletching for oak. Next, willow logs, 35 fletching. Maple, 50 fletching. Yew, 65 fletching. Magic, 80 fletching. And redwood, 90 fletching. And that's it. That is what you need to know about the XP rates. Now, I did 1 hour of using the yew logs. Now what I did was I had yew longbows unstrung in my bank already. So I think that sped up the process a little bit, but on screen now, that is what I got for my fletching XP and my construction XP, which I think is a really solid amount. And it wasn't too bad. I thought it was a pretty easy way of doing it. And I got a decent amount of offerings in the process, which I'll show here. But yeah, I think that's a pretty solid mini game to get started with for just the basic XP rates. And now it's the moment you've been waiting for, the rewards. Now, what do you get for playing this mini game? Well, let's get started with the collection log. I think that's the more important part here, and then we'll go over the basic rewards after. So, for the collection log, there are 4 items that you need, and then after that, boom, you've green logged the mini game, which is pretty nice. Now, the best part about this is that you don't have to have the Vale research points in order to get the items because you can get them from your Vale offerings. Now, when you get Vale research points, it does go over that in the mini quest, but what it is every 100 Vale offerings you get for playing the game, you click on it and you get a research point. Now, on screen, I'm going to go over the prices in case you did not get them from the Vale offerings. Well, you can still buy the item to make up for your collection logs. So for the first item, for 250 Vale research points, if you didn't get it from the offerings, it's the bowstring spool. Now I think this item is pretty cool because it holds and stores bowstrings in your inventory all in one. And the best part is you can do noted ones into it. And if you get 6 spools total, you can hold up to 100,000 strings. 100,000 strings. That is insane. But I thought that was a really cool item that was added. And on top of that too, anytime that you spin flax, it just automatically goes into it as long as you have the spool in your inventory. So that's really cool. I think this is a fantastic item to get. And you can just get it over time. It's super easy. Next up, it's the talk of the town. For 350 Vale research points, it's the fletching knife. And man, I remember reading about this and I was blown away. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think it's super cool. First of all, it makes fletching faster by 1 tick, which that's pretty crazy. And it includes broomer roots at Wintertot. So I can't imagine what the XP rates are going to be like now with that new item. And it's equipable, so you can hold on to it and save an inventory slot so you can do even more fletching. Fantastic item. I'm stoked. I think it's so cool. Next up, it's the Greenman mask for 500, and well, it's just a cosmetic. Does it look cool? Questionable, but it's a cosmetic and it's a collection log slot, so might as well do it. And lastly, it's the Ent branch for 20, which honestly, there's no point in buying it because you're going to get so many of them throughout your time doing this. So it doesn't really matter. If you want to, I guess, but it's not really worth it. But what does it do? Well, if you fletch it, you can get 100 atlatl dart shafts or you can turn it into a green man carving, which is basically just a mask. And on top of that too, you can get the green man statue for your player owned house. So nothing too major, but you're going to get so many of them, so I wouldn't worry about it. And now I'm going to post on screen all the items that you can get from the offerings, which I think this is fantastic. You get a good amount of tree seeds, which is, that is super cool. Someone that wants to work on farming, well, this is an alternative way. Plus, you get a lot of birds' nest. Like, I got a solid amount of birds' nest within the 1 hour I did it, so that's going to be fantastic. The birds' nest are going to be great, and it comes with seeds. So you get birds' nest with seeds, super cool. But you also get roots. And lastly, there are other small things in there as well. Like I said, you can also get the items that are in the shop in this. So we don't know what the odds are quite yet. They are still in the works of that. But overall, that is fantastic. I mean, the rewards are pretty solid, and you're just doing something on the side. And if you have a bunch of unstrung bows, you can use them up, and it's awesome. So instead of selling them, use them for XP and then try to get offerings from it. So that's it. That is the rewards, and I think they're great. So what do I think about this mini game? I mean, I think it's pretty sick so far. I think it's actually pretty fun. It is definitely way different than regular fletching methods, because obviously a lot of it requires bank standing, and on top of that too, you can do it while you're doing agility, like fletching darts and stuff. So this is an entirely different thing, but overall I think it's a really cool concept. I think it's pretty fun. I like the rewards that you get from it, and who knows, like how it's going to change over time. So if you like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe down below. Did I miss anything? Well, let me know down below as well. Leave a comment and let me know. And lastly, if you've played this mini game, let me know. I would love to read what you have to say about it, and I'm curious to know. So with that, I just want to say I love you, drink water, and have a good rest of your day, night, wherever you are. And yeah, enjoy the game.